Welcome back to this second in the series of tutorials about your Career Companion Extra site. I'm not going into the youth Ealing version, the young person's version, which is the same as bespoke.careercompanion.co.uk/Ealing. I'm not going there. I am going, however, into the Connection staff resource because this is the one that's going to be able to introduce the widest range of resources which will help you as a professional advisor, but also give you an indication of the resources that are also duplicated into your young person's website, the Youth Ealing site. So you can see the images again flickering across the screen. You've got uni taster events coming up in this particular example, so the monitor will change. Now we've explored this part of the site already, so what I really wanted to do for this tutorial was to introduce the main themes along the tiles. And just to give you some background here, very briefly, because there's a lot of detail, and I just want to make this as interesting as possible, is to go at quite a pace here through some of the tiles. So it's never too young to start a career, and so we start perhaps with our toys, and that can be an indication sometimes of very early interests and even natural abilities. But in year 7, we've got the buzz test, which is very popular, very fun thing to do. I'm going back to the home button because I always find this much quicker to get around. Just showing you some highlights here. We've got the buzz repeated, but in year 8, we've also got this map your own career, which is a great fun way of exploring, very topical at the moment with such a great interest in what's going on in our National Health Service. Super site for young people to get involved with. Remember, if you click out of a given website, you're back immediately to where you were just a moment before. And in year 9, as you would expect, there'll be some information on options, and I think probably the best example here is the choosing your GCSE option choices, which is from the I Could range here. And then, yes, you can see a bit of duplication, but you've also got the BBC Bite Size, which is a great way of exploring subjects, getting to know subjects a little bit more detail. So a very good site there, and you can see all the different range of topics and subjects. You'll be familiar with a lot of these, I'm sure. So here we go. I'm just skipping through a bit further now. In year 10, what do I want to mention there? I reckon bite-sized careers, because it's a BBC site again, but it's quite new. It's only been out really in the last 6 to 9 months, and it's very topical. So we recently had the Earth Day, and this is where BBC is great because it will filter down to very topical things that are going on in our world at the moment. But you've also got key references to apprenticeships, colleges, university, and so on. The great thing about the BBC is exactly like Career Companion, is we're independent and impartial. We're not flying any particular flag. So I go back now and into year 11. What do I want to highlight for you here? Perhaps the subcategory. Can you see this careers and subjects? So some people may not have any idea what they want to do, but they love a subject. Now, it may be you don't want to pursue it particularly for a career, but this will give you an indication if you're thinking about A-levels or BTEC courses, and you just want to explore what it's like to go into various subjects. Some of them have particular relevance, huge amount of interest from young people in careers in sport, for example. And so this is a fabulous site for just getting a very wide appreciation of what opportunities there are in sport. And of course, a great discussion point as well from just being a footballer, isn't it? Did I say that out loud? Sorry about that. Anyway, here we're going back now to the home button. In fact, I'll go back to year 11. Can you see the breadcrumb, we call it? Just a little bit inside there. And you've got others here you can explore explore careers. That's the National Careers website, which has been developing again in recent months. There's a beta version here. So as you're watching this, it may have even changed to become their new offer. Won't look very different, but more comprehensive, we hope. I say we hope because in terms of careers information, it's never been renowned as the best source of information for careers. There's always much more, but it is heading in the right direction. Always optimistic we are. Choices 16-18. This is quite a good sort of stop-off point. You know, you've got your careers, you've got your decisions though now about where am I going to go post 16? Do I want to go on to college? Do I want to go to university? That's a great new one. Took over from Unistats, Discover Uni. Really, really good site that. Not going to uni and all the options there. Very popular, that particular website. Then if you are thinking about higher education, there's plenty of help out there. You've got this link to the Hammersmith, Ealing Hammersmith West London College. So if we're just clicking there, it's now called West London College. I'm going to change that in a moment. This is really good for testing things out, isn't it? Anyway, where am I going now? So let's just pop into the options at 18. What's quite helpful for this one is actually to see the range of things that Young Ealing is actually offering you in terms of information. And you notice they've got things right down even here on gap year, for example, as well as their own guide to higher education. That's very good. However, I noticed that just points to one particular site, and I thought this might be quite useful as we come out of some of these sites. You've got here an A to Z. This is the higher education A to Z. That is a career companion resource. And what I'm pleased to be able to mention here is the fact that you can actually explore a wide variety, well, in fact, all the universities, all the colleges of higher education offering foundation courses and degrees in the country. So any university here, or college of higher education, you'll be able to explore. I'm just taking one at random here. Forgive me. I'm just going to Newcastle College. So they do offer higher education courses. Not talking about the university here, but look at these tiles down here, the coloured tiles. These all are links to different parts of the websites that we've researched on your behalf. And you've got a notepad facility here, so you can actually record. Nothing there at the moment because we haven't added to notepad. But you can record there once you go into and highlight some information. So I'm just going to courses here, and you can see that we're going directly to the full-time courses. Just take a little moment to load, but there we are. And it's gone through to show the higher education courses, hopefully saving masses and masses of time. So I want to come out of the site, remember, so just click out of there and I'm back into your Career Companion Extra. I'm a little bit concerned to time and we haven't got round the site as much as I hope. But just to mention, in LMI Resources, you've got this great comparing careers tool, which kids love to do. You've got your own West London Business Hub there, and there's other sources of information. If we're actually going into Gap Year itself, I've touched on that earlier, didn't I? This will link you directly to hundreds of websites, but also the emphasis on volunteering, how useful, like a gap year, that volunteering is at a local level or nationally. Those sites are fantastic for just exploring what opportunities there are. Make some good, interesting discussions, don't they, when you're with a young person? The apprenticeships icon, the good thing about this, as you probably know already, is it does link to local vacancies. And so there's much you can go down and explore there, as well as obviously the main websites supporting apprenticeships, including the Parents Apprenticeship Hub. So there's a temptation there to go to the back button, but no, I'm going to the home button and mention send, because recently we've updated all the on the spot leaflets. So this is the series, which is 50 titles which you can use with low achievers or non-exam largely. There's an introductory document there, and they open up to a particular PDF, and in this case Builder's Yard. I'm opening it up now. Some Senkos will use this as classroom activity because it's so suitable for that, for discussions and so on. All the websites have been updated recently, so this has got a whole new lease of life. So do please access that as and when you would like. The other thing I wanted to mention, just a couple of things to highlight towards the end. We've got a parents icon here. Where are you hiding? There you are. And particular website, parental guidance. Now that one's on work experience. You'll find it in the work experience icon as well. But if I just take you to the site, this is always updated. Yours truly is involved with this site as well. And we've got 50 articles spread around these menus you can go to, including a new publication which is just out there. So the parental guidance website, very reliable, free and easy to use, and it's got a Twitter account which is a professional advisor. Our advisors go in and use this regularly and update this regularly, so it's a good way of keeping in touch with the world of careers. Popping out to parental guidance, do share that please with everyone and anyone you know might be helpful. The disability fact sheets there, they're also in send. I want to go back to the home button to finish with the finale. There are other things here for you to explore, but the Gatsby is only in your staff resource where you'll be able to access all the Gatsby resources. Now these lighthouse icons are all littered with resources classroom activities, tools for teachers to support them. So this is something you should be able to pass on to your colleagues there. I came out a bit too quickly. So that's Gatsby 1, Gatsby 3, addressing the needs of pupil. There you are. 3 more resources there. A Gatsby, where should we go now? Gatsby 6, experience of workplaces, work shadowing. Example there, a resource to help teachers on the personal guidance side, making decisions, transitions, and my careers file. We're building on this. There's 4 more resources going in this June, July time, May even May actually, if all goes well. And altogether, we're up to about 200, 250 pages of resources just in those topics that I showed you there. So I hope you begin to see there's huge value in this site. There's lots and lots of resources. What I'd love you to do, if you don't mind, is if you have any gaps or you spot any gaps and you'd like to let me know of any particular information, can you please email me? I give my email at the last session when we talk about the differences between Career Companion Extra here and Career Companion. I'll leave my email address. But I do want you to contact me and let me know, because the only way this site is going to really benefit you is to be bang up to date. And I'm sure you've spotted some gaps already. Why not let me know and we'll make sure they're completed. Just like that West London one a moment ago. I apologise for that. But yeah, this is a living, working being of a website anyway. And we've got to keep it up to date, and we can do that with your help. So thank you very much for your attention. I'll leave you now to explore the differences between Career Companion Extra and Career Companion. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.